Yo, what's up everybody and welcome to my channel. Today's video requires this. On the diaries, 6 to 1. Yeah, baby, the Civic's back out. Let's go. Oh man, I haven't seen you for a long time in the daylight. So let me fill you in on what today's plan of action is. Number one, we need to give this car a proper clean. I'm not going to bore you with a full detailing video though, don't worry. But the car needs a proper clean because on the 22nd of June, me and Take Boy of Social Drivers are doing a collaboration, the Honda meet up at Gasoline Juice in Northampton, which we really hope you guys will come to. And I need to prep the car today. It's the first time this car has been outside under its own power in probably 2 or 3 years. We did push it out for when Drift Games came and visited for the day, but obviously we pushed it, we didn't drive it. I've just gone and put a brand new battery on it, but that battery is going to be kind of more of a community battery for all of the cars, because, well, I'll get to that in a little while. Second part of the video, we're going to go over everything that is currently wrong with the car, and there is quite a lot. Now, the thing is, this Honda Civic was the first ever car that I fully built on my own, along with a few friends that helped me along the way. This is like the first car we ever stripped back to a complete bare shell. It went for body restoration, engine rebuild, somewhat, not full rebuild, but somewhat. And it was the first car I ever really got into in that. And it was the first car we ever finished. They're never actually finished, are they? I mean, I bought this car when I was 21. I'm 35 this year, so I've had you a long time, you old little girl. But I love this car, and although we're not using it at the moment, I still love it. It has a place in a garage under a cover, although I do think I need to get a soft cover because I think it's ruining the paint a little bit. But yeah, overall, I've had this car a long time, and it was my first ever build, so of course there was going to be problems with it. But it's not all doom and gloom though, because although we did finish the car in brackets, I did get to use it. We got to go Snetterton in it. It got to go to Auto Sport International in a display with Track Addict. That was pretty amazing, having my car on display at Track Addict at the Auto Sport Arena. And we got to do sprint days in it that were awesome. I think we did 2 of those, although one of the problems I'm going to talk about happened on that. And then also we got to do one more thing. We did one more thing with it. What happened last time? Oh, Bedford Autodrome, which is where the big problem occurred with it. And then I kind of just tucked it away because, well, you know, with anything, it went from being basically a show car to being used on track, and then it got a few dings and dents on it, and I don't really want to spend money on it right now, which you'll understand when I give the big announcement on the channel once that happens. But I still have the car. I'm never going to get rid of it. It is a permanent feature in my life, and I'll explain what my pure dream is right at the very end for it. But yeah, I think for now, let's just get stuck in, get washing it. Let me show you the big things that worry me. So what I thought I'd do actually quickly is show you the cosmetic flaws with it, because obviously the car went for a full restoration, and Car Support Restoration did the most amazing job ever on it. But I've got some faults since I've had it back, because I fucked it up a little bit. So right there is a dent. What happened there is I had it in that garage next, and my push bike was in there one night. I'd only left the push bike in there because I'd rode from my house to here, and then I took one of the cars here home, and then that night there was a massive storm, and that is made of tin, and it blew the push bike onto the freaking rear arch. I was thinking about getting it like sorted, but at the same time I think if I make the car too perfect, I'm probably going to never use it again, which is definitely not on my agenda. I want to make sure this car gets VTEC'd again once again in the future. Number 2, this actually happened while I was live as well. I was refitting the OEM amber indicator lights, and that fell out of my hand and cracked into it. Look, oh, it's so irritating, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I can see it. I can see it really bad. It really annoys me, but it is what it is. Is there anything else cosmetically on it? Oh yeah, the front bumper wasn't painted when the rest of the car was, so there is a discrepancy in the colour. But like I've always said, this is a track car, and I don't want to have it too nice, so I'm too scared to use it. The spoon lip, genuine, and this is a genuine spoon lip as well, is showing its smashes. I have to keep reiterating this. This is my track car. Them parts were made for track cars. They're only expensive because they've been imported. Someone else has put their percent on it. Then someone else has put their percent on it. And then the taxes and the government. So that's what makes them super expensive. These parts are made to be used. And I'm sticking with it that this has to be used. Now there's one more problem on the car cosmetically that makes me a little bit nervous. And it's on this wheel where there's lots of poop on these very rare wheels. So I'm going to try and get that off now. And then in this clean and give it a real good clean and get some of the spider webs off of it. So that is the cosmetic flaws with the car. We'll get to the mechanical stuff once we've given it a big old wash, even though it still looks kind of clean. It hasn't really done much recently, but we need to get it looking all sparkly for the meet, right? So let's get underway. And I tell you what, if you want to support what we're doing on the channel, just leave a big fat like. That's like all I ask. It doesn't cost you anything to leave a like. If you want to do a little bit more, you can obviously join the Patreon or the members subscription through YouTube or grab some 621 merch. Everything is on sale on the website. And remember, for your car parts, Pure Car Modify, use the code SUMMER and it will get you a big percentage off at discount, so you can save on parts that you normally wouldn't. There we go. That is the promo for today. I forgot to show you. Also on the front bumper, there is some damage there. I don't really know what that's from either. Probably stones or something, because I was chasing old John around in his JDM EP3. Very, very close. The little Civic did me proud. But yeah, let's get this machines all set up and get it washed. Oh, look at this beautiful car.
Been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong when I'd already found my home. Won't be long, I'm there before the setting sun.
Okay, that's one clean little Honda Civic ready for our meet on the 22nd of June at Gasoline Juice in Northampton. Actually can't wait to get out, see some of the cars that people bring down for the day, and just the main thing I'm really looking forward to is just the social interaction, the chit chat with other car enthusiasts, car people. We can just chat, and that's what I hope you guys will do. If you come down, don't be scared to introduce yourself to people and just have a chat about their cars, about your car, how you're feeling, whatever. Come and hit us up. It's going to be a really, really great day. I guess now it's time to talk about all the things wrong with the car, because I know it frustrates some of you guys that my niece is driving the Gator. She's flying as well. Come on, LC. I know it annoys some of you guys that the car isn't being used and it's sat up and it obviously isn't getting as much love as I think some of you would hope, and I really appreciate that. Means that you love the car. I'm grateful that you guys have followed the journey and that, but it's time to be honest with what's going on. So it's got a few rather large issues. So number one, I have no idea what's going on with the engine. When you start it up, it revs so high. We're talking like 3,500 is like the idle revs. And then once it does drop off, it starts hunting idle again. Now we've done smoke tests on it to see where it's leaking, and there's just no leaks. So I don't know, number one, what's going on with that. And it's a very annoying issue because I think the engine's going to have to come out so we can properly have a look around it. And I'll be honest, the B16 is slow. It's fun. It's a fun engine, but it's a slow engine. So I don't really know if I want to keep pouring tons of money into this to get no benefits from horsepower or go faster or anything like that. I'm just going to stand here. I can't be asked to do all the camera angle changes. Number two, the other issue that is a big issue is on the Bedford Auto Sport Day. I think it was Bedford Autodrome Day. It lost VTEC in 5th gear. and in fourth gear and in third gear. So I have no idea what that was. I've had a few thoughts about it. Maybe it's like the speed sensor. So I googled speed sensor, and oh my god, are they expensive now? And I was just like, do you know what, if it's not that, I don't want to keep wasting this money because I'm not using the car much at the moment. And it really, really worries me that the car needs to go off to be diagnosed. So yeah, the car needs to go off really to be diagnosed with that. And then once again, I'm then thinking like, do I really want to faff around with this engine? Oh my god, my sister-in-law nearly died. Health and safety here on the Ivel Yard. You're right, Hannah. I don't know if I really want to faff around with this engine. I've been offered a B18C for like decent money. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually really good money. I just can't spend the money on this car right now. I'd love to. I genuinely would love to buy this engine and be like, yeah, fuck it, we're gonna go for it. But then it halts all the other stuff that I've been kind of working on in the background, which I don't want to do right now. And the other major problem the car has is another major problem is it needs a gearbox rebuild. If you go and have a quick look on Pure Car Modifier, they're my prices as well. Like obviously I get like dealer discount on them, but the price of a gearbox, like the internals for a gearbox, S80 DC2 gearbox, is insane. And now like prices are insane, even if it's like M factory. They're so expensive. And if I'm not using the car much, I don't want to spend that money right now. The budget isn't endless, so that's the three major reasons. The three major reasons that the car isn't really being used at the moment is because it's got the engine issues and the gearbox issues, which are kind of major. Also, there was a fourth issue on the day I did at Kerbro when we were doing the sprint day. The whole brake system locked up. Now this car weighs 874 kilograms, I think, without me in it. Obviously, you put me in it and it weighs a ton more. But without me in it, the car weighs about that, and it couldn't move. 8 men, grown men, couldn't push this car. That's how locked up these spoon brakes were. So it's kind of at that point where it really needs a full load of attention. But the problem is I don't use it for anything. So I don't really want to go, hey, I'm going to spend a ton of money on it, blah, blah, blah. And then it just sits in the shed again. So what I'm kind of thinking is once we've done the big project on the S15, the only other things I'm really going to be spending my money on is motorbikes. I'm not going to lie, I don't really want any more cars. I've kind of got all of my dream cars now. I've got all of the cars I think I'm ever going to need until I can get myself a Porsche 911. So until then, we've got all of the cars. So this will be sorted. Now, I guess that brings us on to what comes in the future with this car. I mean, I'm never selling it. That's an absolute fact. So immediate future is it's going to get tucked away and I'm going to bring it to shows and meets just on the trailer, have it next to the stand. Wow. Them birds were beautiful. Have it next to the stand. People can check it out and look at it because it is a sight to behold. I do absolutely adore how this car looks. It is a beautiful parts catalogue of what would have been tuning 10, 15 years ago on Hondas. And I think people would like to see that still maybe. Let me know in the comments down below if they would or not. I don't know. I'm a bit out of touch nowadays, as you can see. Number 2, we'll either get this B18C or we save up and eventually, once the drift car is done, we K-swap this. And I think I'd love to K-swap it. I think previously I've always been B-Series for life, but the price of the B18C is about the same as a K-swap, like as a K20. Obviously, there's less to do to B18C it, but I think a K-swap in this would be absolutely mega. And I could keep the B-Series and we could always put it back in if it ever needed to be a show car again, but like, I don't really care about car shows, so I like car meets and cars and coffees and stuff. And I think if we K-swapped it, I'd probably put it back on the road. Maybe if we B18C'd, I'd probably put it back on the road. Like, regardless, I'd probably put it back on the road at some point. But to get it back on the road, it needs a load of work for MOT. So, and obviously, while this isn't the main project, and it is just kind of like lingering still as like my baby, like I come down and I just check it out sometimes, give it a little wash. I really want to get it to some meets and stuff. I want to have some 621 meets again. So I think my end dream would genuinely to be one day, if I ever get to build a house around here, is to have a big glass cabinet with lights pointing on it, because if nothing else, this car just holds so many beautiful memories for me. When 621 was absolutely at its peak, it was because of this car, basically, and the views were always big when it was this car, and the memories I've got, the friendships I made, the relationships I had while I was in the car, and like all of that sort of thing, I loved, and I love the memories, and I never want to let that go. Like I don't, it wouldn't be fair to let somebody else enjoy that, I don't think. I'm going to be serious. I'd rather it sits in the garage and I just come down and look at it myself. So if it was your Civic, let me know what you'd do down below. I'm not going to, I'd rather you be kind to me about this, because I am just a human being, and some of the comments I get on this is pretty shit. I've loved it. We've finished it twice now. I think we've probably be able to say we've finished this car, and it's broken again because we use them hard, and now needs some attention and needs a lot of money spending on it, which is going to go on the S15 over this year. Like my decision's been made on that. So yeah, it's mega. I'm glad to get back out on the channel. I can't wait to bring it down to Gasoline Juice and have you guys check it out in person if you do come along. Because of like the throwback this car gives me, I've also decided to do 2 t-shirts to throw it back to 2013, 2012, 621. They're going to look amazing. They're all printed on absolutely high quality, comfortable, affordable t-shirts as well. So I'm so excited, man. I can't wait for you guys to see it all, and I can't wait for the meet. I really am looking forward to it, and hopefully that will spark me to do more up at 621 again, up at the shop, get the tents out and have some weekend meets. But let me know down below if you've enjoyed seeing the Civic again. It will be out on show, like I said, at Gasoline Juice, so come down and have a look at it, have a chat about the car. I'll see you guys again in the future. We've got some deciding to do, but not yet. We don't need to worry just yet. The car can remain just kind of popping along and being a memory car for now until I get round to it. But like I've said, I've kind of like completed the car lineup that I've ever really dreamt of having. I think, in fact, that's a lie. I think I'd add another E36 328i in one day as well, but maybe in a drop top form. But for now, I think we've hit all the cars. We've got the Civic, the 350, the S15, the MX-5, and we've got my X5 and my M3 E92. And I really don't want any more cars than that. So the other cars I might sell or break for parts, etc., just to help fund the S15. Once the S15 is done, it's just their maintenance, and then this can kind of become my focus again. But I can't do it yet. That's just me being honest. I can't do it yet as much as I'd love to. And I think one day we would bring the Civic back to the channel. But like I've said, it's got major engine problems, major gearbox problems, and major brake system problems. I think it might be just the master cylinder has failed on it. I hope it's that anyway. But like I said, the car kind of needs to come in here or go on a ramp where we can take it all to bits and find it out. I just can't justify sending this off to be worked on, like I said, while it's not being used. So I hope you guys will understand that. Leave a big fat like on the video for the Civic being back out. Man, it looks amazing. I look at it and it just looks fucking awesome. I just think it's so sick. Can't wait to see what the future does hold for this car. And you're gonna have to subscribe and stay tuned, and we'll see what happens. I guess there'll be Honda stuff back on the channel one day for sure. I just don't think that normal track days really make me buzz anymore. Maybe the Nürburgring is the only thing that scares me. So, and Al Clark was saying that this would be good round there, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I do think an engine swap will have to happen at some point just to reignite that excitement, the spark in it, because the V16's done me so well for so long, but it's obviously got its flaws now. Maybe we make that a little table or something. Who knows? Stick around, guys. I'll see you again soon. And make sure you come to the meet, man. Northampton, it's central. It's going to be awesome. And hopefully there'll be some amazing Hondas out on show. Right, I'll see you then. Take it easy, guys. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching the Honda Diaries by 621.